Growing up, I was always a hopeless romantic. I saw love in movies, books, TV series, and music, and in my own household. So I always had high expectations for what love should be like. And now that I'm very active on social media, I noticed that one of the topics that are talked about the most is love and how a relationship should be in order for it to be perfect. I noticed that some of the people that I follow look up to celebrity couples or fictional couples and make them the idea of what a perfect and healthy relationship is like. They're constantly looking up to them and expecting their relationships or their future relationships to be that way. So that got me thinking, if the media gives us false expectations about love, because I know that after being disappointed in a relationship, the expectations change. And I want to know if these expectations have been let down because the media has portrayed a picture of love that isn't realistic. Dr. Mary Lou Galician, professor at Cronkite University and author of Sex, Love, and Romance in Mass Media, states in her book that higher usage of certain mass media is related to unrealistic expectations about coupleship. And the unrealistic expectations are also related to dissatisfaction in real life relationships. According to a Chicago Tribune article written by Jessica Reynolds, there are 5 relationship myths that Hollywood portrays. You'll meet the right one, love at first sight, opposites attract, happily ever after, and last one is love conquers all things. So I decided to check out some films that portray some of these Hollywood myths. I watched an all-time favorite, The Notebook. I watched The Proposal with Sandra Bullock, and the movie that turned me into the hopeless romantic that I still am, Cinderella. After watching these films, I realized that the endings were happy, but they weren't realistic. Although every movie has to go through different situations to get to the happy ending, there is always a happy ending. So I decided to look for movies that had a more realistic ending to love stories. I began by watching my favorite movie, La La Land, which shows how two people develop love for one another and help each other grow while they are together, but then part ways to build better lives. I'll admit, this movie broke my heart because it did not have the happy ending I so eagerly wished it did. So I even caught myself wanting to have the fairy tale ending that we are so used to seeing. I then watched 500 Days of Summer, where Tom realizes his true passion in life after a failed relationship with someone that saw no future with him. And finally, I watched Blue is the Warmest Color, an LGBTQ film of 2 women that develop an intense passion and love for each other, while building a future together, all for it to be destroyed by cheating. But I still could not understand why the media can influence us on the way that we think. So I came across cultivation theory, which is a theory that suggests that television and media possesses a small but significant influence on the attitudes and belief of society about society. Just like I was disappointed with the ending in La La Land because I didn't get the happy ending that I so desired, I wanted to see if my Twitter followers' expectations about love had been let down because they did not match the love on movies. So I went ahead and made a Twitter poll, which came to very close to 50-50. And I was pretty angry about this because it didn't really tell me anything. So I wanted to get a more personal view on this. So I decided to sit down with my friend Travis and ask him a couple questions about how he's seen love portrayed on TV versus how love actually is to him. What movie set your high expectations about love?
Probably High School Musical with Troy and Gabriella, because I thought that right when I hit high school, I'd get a high school sweetheart like they did.
So now that you're in a relationship, how do you see that it's different from the love that's portrayed on movies?
It's more realistic. It's better than like you have to actually get to know the person. It's more of like it's not. I'm gonna sing you a song. You're gonna sing me a song. There's gonna be obstacles. There's gonna be struggles. You have to get to know the person. Of course, like now there are fights. it's not perfect, but at the end, like, you do have to get to know the person, and it's much more different.
But I wanted to hear someone else's perspective on this, perhaps someone older than Travis. How do you see that love in media is different from the love that you've experienced in real life?
Well, I think love in real life is probably a lot more complicated, maybe more of a challenge than the media would portray it in movies.
Yeah. Is there a reason to believe that exposure to these idealistic portrayals of romance could affect the extent to which young viewers endorse an ideology of romanticism? Cultivation theory suggests that the answer is yes. But after these research and after seeing that not everyone wants a happy ending, I came to the conclusion that although the media has the ability to influence the way we see the world through movies, books, or music, not everyone is on the search for the perfect love story, and not everyone is influenced by the way the media portrays love. Everyone has their own version of what love should be like, and even Hollywood understands that not every ending is a happy one. One of Mary Lou Galicia's precepts is, being realistic does not mean forsaking your ideals, romance, or fun. She states that while unrealistic portrayals of sex, love, and romance can be extremely harmful, some of these deceptions can also be uplifting and worthwhile if we use them as metaphors rather than as models. The world needs creative imagination and happy endings to help soften the harshness or routines we encounter in life and inspire us to be great and spread love. I believe the key is to differentiate reality from the media portrayals, so that we understand when a line should be crossed between both to avoid disappointment and high expectations.